This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive.
Hey, welcome back everybody to Sports People Hawaii. Christine Lawson is a great story. It's all about perseverance and success and accomplishing something you never think you can. But with a lot of hard work and some great medical help, she's accomplished her dreams and beyond. At the age of 58, Christine Lawson is living life to its fullest and enjoying everything Paradise has to offer.
It's fabulous. That's why I live in Hawaii, because I can be outside all year round and enjoy the weather and bike and swim and do what I like to do.
Her love for the three activities not only helped her become happier, it got her healthier. She shed huge amounts of weight, gained tons of confidence, and began thinking about what was once unthinkable, competing in the Honu Half Ironman on the Big Island.
About 10 years ago, I started doing triathlons, and I started doing short distance races, and it was always in the back of my head as a dream to do Honu. I really wanted to do a long distance race.
That dream led her to Casey Carlberg, a lifetime athlete, trainer, and founder of Try Fitness.
She's amazing. She has such energy because when she comes to the table with her desires and goals, I want to do it, and you think, wow, you know, I look at all the things that are stacked maybe against that, but I'm like, you know what, you can overcome that because your attitude is fantastic. And so she trains with our group, and everybody else is inspired by her energy.
Unfortunately, despite all the positives, the road to Honu proved painful.
And I worked towards it, but I was increasingly in pain because I was having problems with my hip. January 2012, I started training in earnest for Honu. I was biking and triathlon training, and about a week before the race, my hip was in such bad shape that I couldn't turn my pedals on my bike.
She had quite a bit of wear and tear. If we look at the x-ray, she's got a ball here and a joint socket here, and there's space in there that's taken up by cartilage. And if you see on the side that's affected, she basically has no cartilage left.
Enter Dr. Benjamin Chun, part of the sports medicine team at Kaiser Permanente, Hawaii. An athlete himself, Chun is a huge proponent of staying active, but in Christine's case, the diagnosis was simple. In order for her to remain active, she would need a total hip replacement.
It was totally busted up, and it was surprising considering how much she was doing actively. I'd actually seen her on the road in a triathlon not too long before she got the second image, and she was making it through those races, and she barely had a hip joint, so it was pretty impressively worn out. So in the end, all you can do is take the ball and the cup out and replace it with mechanical parts, basically.
Despite the diagnosis, Christine continued to train, but not for too long.
I couldn't walk without my hip going. It was awful.
So you decided to do it?
I decided to do it, and because I'd been training, I was in pretty good shape. It was amazing because the very day of the surgery, you have to stand up and walk as much as you can, and it didn't hurt.
Fortunately for Christine, all of her training paved the way for a relatively speedy recovery, all of it fueled by that same drive and determination she displayed in the years leading up to the surgery.
You know, if you don't do what the PTs ask you, you have homework, and if you don't do it, it's not going to be as effective. And I did everything. So I was really happy, and she worked really hard with me.
She went and met with one of our joint replacement surgeons. She got all her questions answered. She had a plan together. She really paid attention to taking care of herself before and after the surgery, and ultimately she did well.
So well, in fact, that Christine was not only swimming, biking, and running again, she accomplished her goal of competing in and finishing Honu.
It was wonderful. I was there with all my teammates, all the training partners I had trained with, my support friends. My goal was to finish the race. I didn't really care about making the Ironman cutoff time, as long as I made the swim and the bike. And that's exactly what happened. I did that, I made the finish, not an official Ironman time, but I finished, and I was absolutely thrilled. No limp, it doesn't hurt. And I trained with KC and did Honu. I did the half Ironman, from hip replacement to half Ironman.
You lived the dream.
I did.
Although Christine has had to modify her running, she's not about to slow down. In fact, she recently completed the Coeur d'Alene Triathlon in Idaho, something she knows she couldn't have done without her hard work, tremendous discipline, and the great support of her friends and her medical team.
I couldn't say enough about them. Dr. Chun, who has known me for a long time when I was much heavier, and he helped me through some knee issues, and he's known me a long time. He's just been phenomenal. I was nervous. I'd never been in the hospital ever, and everybody made me feel really comfortable. And then again, the PT part was really important, and it couldn't have been better.
We're here as a big support team. So the way we look at the sports medicine stuff is, patient comes in, they're the captain of the team, they're the most important person. And we're all of us here, physical therapy, the surgeons, our nurses, our MAs, our tech staff, they're all there. We're all just part of their crew team to help them get to wherever they're trying to get to.
And wherever that place is, Christine is proof you can get there if you choose. No excuses.
None whatsoever. And you know, after 18 years, I've heard it all and I've seen it all. But I think for me, and I truly believe this, is that activity is the key to success, both mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I think if you can overcome your procrastination, your laziness, as it were, or all the other excuses that you might have, that's going to bring success into your life.
I think the first advice is don't give up on yourself. I think a lot of people just sort of say, throw up their hands, say, I'm getting old, there's nothing else I can do, I just got to stop doing everything. And that's actually not the case. There's a lot they can do. We always tell them, you have to still be active. We could cut your leg off and you can still be active. So you got to be out there doing things. It's going to make you feel better.
Oh, you gotta love it, and don't expect her to slow down anytime soon. Like her and Casey say, no excuses. Get out there and get healthy.